Hello everyone. Sorry for the late start. I legitimately got distracted. I was looking at some features on YouTube just to see if there was any way I could update my channel. And I actually added a little watermark icon down in the corner. I don't know if that is something that is visible on the live stream. It looks like it is. So I don't know, just something interesting to catch people's eye. If you hover over that, then it will allow you to subscribe to the channel if you want. I believe if you click on it, it'll send you to the channel, but you're watching the live stream, so you've already been there. So today we have the stock market page up. If you go up in the top right corner right now, you'll be able to click the eye icon that will pull out the poll, which will allow you to vote in next week's fluctuation. Speaking of fluctuation, let's get right into this week's fluctuation. So if we look at the current values, these are about to change. So let's start at the other side for today. Today, 12 received a value of 0, blue received a value of 50, green received a value of 0, yellow received a value of 0, and as you can probably guess, red received a value of 50. So this leads to some significant benefits, but we will see how significant with the random market factor. And that number is 16, so that is relatively significant. That's better than an average day. You can see that it's still in that sort of moderate range, but it is pretty much the lower bound of the moderate range. So we can see that the stocks that did not receive any votes are going down by 16, but we did see a 34-point increase for all of the stocks that were voted for. So if we hit new market here, zero out the market factor, and then we can grab these and copy them into the market trends. So as we paste that, you can see that red and yellow are somewhat kissing here on the graph. Green and blue are doing some sort of dance, and 12 seems to be leveling out at about 200. Let's call that 195 as an average for that line. So we're seeing some flailing back and forth as people shift their support. I will say that there was a slightly lower turnout in the polls, which I guess is to the benefit of the people that are currently winning the stock market. So, but if you are interested in participating in either supporting or changing the outcome of next week's stock market update, then you can go do that in the poll. So when we left off, I believe Megan was still under 100,000. She did make a change in the previous video. She invested into blue, and I think that is paying off. So let's go ahead and sort these from largest to smallest. And I do see that Thomas is starting to creep on up there. He has this value of 329,997. He has also been the most active, apart from myself, in terms of reinvesting his stock. So that is showing in the results of the stock market. Now, Megan, in the 1 week since she has decided to change her investments, she has risen above even Steven. So I think that just goes to show more twofold that these reinvestments throughout the stock market competition are paying off in the long run. Now Dan is still sitting here at the third position with his sole investment in 12. It has done very well for him. He was very smart to choose such a sturdy stock, but he has not seen the more exponential increases that Thomas and myself have reaped due to Red's flailing of value. So now that the stock market has somewhat leveled out, I question whether I should sell back out of Red and perhaps hold on to that value, because I know Red is not the most sturdy stock, but that is a question that I will leave for the end of the stream, I guess. So, um, if we go over to the Contestants Trends page, we can start the process of shifting these numbers onto the graph. I swear there's probably a smart Excel fix to do this automatically. If anyone is interested in attempting that, please let me know. I will gladly provide you with a copy of this file, and you can mess with it to your heart's desire. So Thomas is way back here. This also shows that just because you come in later in the season doesn't necessarily put you at a disadvantage if you are taking advantage of the stock market fluctuations. I am glad to see that we are having such significant participation. So if I get Dan, Dan is here. So I just wanted to also clarify, I think I've talked about this in the past, but I am not necessarily in a stable schedule right now due to my classes. And oh, James is actually jumping up there. I think he has a lot in blue. Due to my class schedule with senior design, was this Khalil? Um, and just a bunch of other necessary projects, I am not necessarily as able to focus on personal projects. So that would be a major reason why I haven't improved on my game in the recent weeks. It is something that I have been thinking about over the course of that time, and I'm planning to, once I have free time, implement not significant changes, but at least continue um, the story that I've been building. So you can look forward to that, but I won't put a timeline on that. As I said, my schedule is crazy right now. And it doesn't help that I'm also going to pretty much every UCF game, and Sundays are all NFL football, so the weekends don't really help me out in fixing the scheduling problem. But um, this was Megan? Yes. I am pushing through, and hopefully I would say successfully, and I'll keep you guys posted as I have more free time to accomplish different things. So we have the market trends page settled out. You can see that I took a little bit larger of an increase this week due to that investment in red, although nothing compares to the exponential increase of, what was that, week 16? That was quite a jump. But Thomas, as I mentioned, is starting his own exponential curve, which is something to keep in mind for myself, because I assumed that I was in a pretty good position, but as we can see, the stock market is leaving potential available for the rest of the contestants. So I will have to keep an eye on my friend Thomas here, but I think that I'm going to try and play this a conservative role. I don't think I'm going to take any big risks in terms of going all in or anything like that. But other notable things to mention, I did mention that James has taken a significant increase on this week, as well as Megan. Megan, not as much as James, but the significance of her increase is that she is now higher than even Steven on the leaderboards. It is interesting to note that the number 2 and number 3 from last season are currently in last and second to last. But that is just how the situation is going right now. And we see that Dan has somewhat leveled out, but that is, as I mentioned, due to his sole investment in 12, which has also somewhat leveled out at about 195 Jonos in value. Now, Khalil and James are pretty neck and neck at the moment. James has been slightly more spastic in his market value, whereas Khalil has somewhat leveled out as has Dan. Now, Khalil's investment in blue is actually hurting him slightly, but this week I believe blue went up, but 12 went down. So I think that since he has more 12 and less blue, the 12 going down outweighed the blue going up, and that's what we're seeing is this decrease. But not necessarily as much of a decrease as Dan. So we are getting towards the final quarter of the stock market. I don't believe we've reached it yet. If we have, it would be 6.5 weeks out, and we are in week 19. So I guess halfway through this week, we will be entering the final quarter of the stock market competition. Now, as I mentioned, it is possible for people to enter the competition now and be completely successful. Um, so if there are any people out there, I know I was talking with Sebastian about having a guest stream with him involved. Also, this weekend, in terms of the actual stream, I do have topics I want to talk about, but I don't necessarily know that Saturday will be available for me. So I might even stream tomorrow night, just to open that up and then have Sunday still as a possibility for doing something else. Um, so keep an eye on Facebook, keep an eye on YouTube for that. Um, and I am possibly thinking about putting out a different video tomorrow. Tomorrow is actually Spirit Splash at UCF. It is, I believe, ranked first in the nation for university homecoming traditions, but it is a mess, if to say the least, and I'm hoping to get it on video. So we'll see if that happens successfully, but you can keep an eye out for that. But I'm not going to keep this one too long. I think that I am going to hold on to what I have done for the stock market at the moment. I have no idea where I'm going to throw my vote this week, but I will leave that up in the air as to not influence the current viewers. So thank you guys if you've been watching for this long. Thank you guys if you've been watching all of my videos, although I doubt there's many people who watch all of my videos. And thank you for the new subscribers if you happen to be watching this video. I've been having a decent influx of new subscribers. I think we're up to about 129. The number doesn't really matter to me as much, but it is nice to see that there are some new faces that are interested. So I guess if you're watching this, just maybe leave a comment saying why you subscribed, maybe what caught your attention, and I would enjoy the feedback. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.